results with the supercoherence frequencies. We discussed this before, but one of the things that you will see is people will say, I realize that. The moment they say, I realize, that's a big key. They realize their self-responsibility in some way or the other. And then they'll have creativity is new ideas, not only for old problems, but plain new ideas. And the most important is the connection. Relationships change for the better. Way better. Did anybody find that out? Did their relationships change?
Yeah.
Antonetta?
Yes.
You volunteered, so speak up.
Just when I was doing that course in June, I think it was, at your place, I started going out with somebody, and I wasn't sure how this was going to go, and because he was not into anything, not even NLP or nothing, he was not interested in anything. So I decided to put his photo on the frequencies, and I remember you saying to me it would either break or make the relationship. And I'll tell you something, it's even stronger now. And then sometimes he says to me, have you frequencied me?
Yes. And what do you tell him? You tell him a lie?
No, I don't tell him anything. So he said, why haven't you tried it on me yet?
Hey, good for him. Yeah. The important thing is relationships do change for the better. And also the ability to look at painful feelings without just pushing them out onto someone else. You know, it's very easy to push uncomfortable feelings and blame this one, blame that one, blame the whole world, and not do something about it oneself. If I'm unhappy, who has to do it? Do you have to do it because you made me unhappy? I can wait forever to be happy with that, isn't it? Do I want to wait forever to be happy? Do you want to wait forever to be happy? So, without discharging them, discharging means, you know, throwing out your anger, your irritation, whatever. When I was in my 30s or whatever, I had a terrible temper, but I didn't scream at people or anything, but I sulked.
Oh.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, I would sulk. I would say, my poor husband would say, what's the matter? Nothing. Anybody done that? Yeah. It just doesn't exist anymore for me. Those things don't happen. But I did a lot of work. And you have to look at your own discomfort and realize that the way to your comfort is through your discomfort, to working with it. Yeah. This is interesting. Defaults are responses from the unconscious, from the subconscious realms. Default patterns are very hard to change. Very, very, very hard. I call them super glue and cement mixed together. That's how hard they are to change. But with this, you know, people say it will default to that. Your defaults will be changed for you when you use the frequencies long term. So the same thing that see, your first response, your first unconscious response, if you start looking at your feelings and your responses, your internal responses, you will notice things. So the first, now I've done enough work to know that I don't discharge if I feel upset or irritated. I don't discharge it instantly. That's just something I don't do, except very rarely, extremely rarely. But the interesting thing is that the same things which irritated me, which would bring up an edge of irritation or upset, now the first response that comes from my subconscious is completely different. It's very easy. Or I might laugh at something, but that first response has changed. That is a default pattern changing. When your defaults change, that's when your life really moves to a different trajectory. Is that clear? Is that understood? The other thing is values change. You won't have to do anything, but so, you know, people say, I always need people and I can't be without people. They'll suddenly find that they're happy on their own. How did that happen? Nobody told them, but they're happy now. They can be. So values change, and certain superficial values drop away. You know, I'm chasing after money, I'm chasing after this, I'm chasing after that. You can do all of those things, but remember there is something else also there, something bigger, something deeper, something more important. And you live your life from that place. And those will change again. You won't have to do anything. They'll be done for you. You can't even avoid it. So I'm just warning you that that will happen. The other thing is be open to the unexpected. This is very interesting because I'll tell you my friend Meenal's, my great friend Meenal's experience. Meenal got the frequencies. No. You want to talk about it?
2009.
No. So with Meenal has hated something called Indian film music for several decades. She had disliked it. She never, you know, so if she ever was going to a concert or something for Indian music, if this Hindi film music came, she would leave. Is that right? Yeah. Anyway, after she started using the frequencies, she went to a concert with a friend of hers in India, in Bombay. And suddenly this Indian film music started. And she was about to get up and leave, and she suddenly found that she didn't dislike it anymore. And you actually enjoyed it?
Yes.
Yeah? She enjoyed the concert. How did that happen? What made it change? Who knows? But some knot got loosened, and suddenly she liked Indian music again. As an even more interesting case from my friend Lotta. This is very interesting again, because the mother and daughter, the mother came for the assessment with my practitioner, and she had some problem which she couldn't drive, or she hated driving, or something. She came to work with a different problem. And then they were talking about her family, and she said, my daughter has, now whenever I use these kind of words, they're in quote. I don't use those labels. She had bulimia, according to the mother. So Lotta was, the primary client was the mother, not the daughter. So she gave her the frequencies, etc., and also told her to put something on the daughter's name. That's it. And thought nothing more about it. Well, a month later or 2 months later, I don't know exactly when the dates, she came for the second time. So she said, how is the primary problem? So the primary problem, whatever it was, she couldn't drive or she had disappeared. Then she asked her about her daughter. So the woman said, what do you mean? She said, well, I thought your daughter had bulimia. Oh, she said, I forgot. It had disappeared. But she forgot that it was even there. The interesting thing was, if she hadn't asked that question, she wouldn't have known. Because the mother didn't make the connection about just putting 2 frequencies on a photograph, little bit crazy stuff, and then you get this result. So she didn't make the connection. So when she told her, oh, she says, is that why it was? So asking the right question is the key.